first of all, I disagree with the premise of your question. I think that the Republican Party believes, and I believe, that everyone in this country should have the right to pursue their religious beliefs or lack thereof as aggressively as they want to, as long as two things happen. One, that you do so without committing violent acts, and two, that you do so without trying to impose your religious views on somebody else. Now, you bring it up in the context of atheism, but we're having this conversation in the context of Islam right now too. The fact is, again, this is the difference between experience and inexperience. We have one candidate who says, ban all Muslims from the United States. Okay, I guess that would be an interesting thing to try to do. Let's put aside the Constitution and all the rest of it. I assume that what he means by that is that if we keep all Muslims out, we'll be safer. That's just wrong. It's just fundamentally incorrect based upon our experience. We don't need to do that. What we need to do is to get the intelligence that we need to find out who the radical Islamic jihadists are. That's who we want to keep out. New Jersey has the second largest Muslim American population of any state in the country. Michigan is first, New Jersey is second. I've dealt with the Muslim American community now for 13 years as the federal prosecutor after 9/11, and now as the governor of the state. What we did after 9/11 was to go back to mosques throughout our state to say, we trust you, we want you to trust us. We need to work together to protect our state and our country. We know the difference between radical Islamic jihadists and hardworking, peace-loving Muslim Americans. And we need to go after the people who are trying to harm us, not go after everybody. And what happens when you paint it with that broad brush is the innocent folks don't want to cooperate with you either because they're afraid. They're afraid just because of their religious beliefs that we're going to take action against them. We shouldn't be doing that. What we should be doing is going after the bad guys. And we have the ability to do that through getting the intelligence we need, doing the surveillance we need. And by the way, I did a case in New Jersey as U.S. Attorney where a large part of the reason we interdicted a terrorist attack that was known at the time as the Fort Dix Six. It was 6 self-radicalized Muslim Americans who were planning to attack Fort Dix and kill American soldiers. One of the biggest pieces of information we got in that case was from intelligence we got from people inside their own mosque who heard them talking about these things and came to law enforcement because they trusted us. We don't want that information flow to stop. We want it to continue. And so, some people have said that Donald Trump is a bigot because he said ban all Muslim Americans. I know Donald Trump, he's not a bigot. He isn't, you can disagree with him, but he's not a bigot. He's just wrong. It's the difference between experience and inexperience. If you've never done it and you've never known how to protect the country, you never had the responsibility for it, then you might think the only way we're going to do this is to ban all Muslim Americans from the country. If you've actually done it, what you know is there's a much safer, smarter, more effective way to do it. And that is to use intelligence to find out who the bad people are, get information from the good people to help you on that, and then do what law enforcement is supposed to do under our Constitution. So again, it goes back to the difference between experience and inexperience. And on your larger question, what this country stands for on religion are the 2 things that are in the First Amendment. 2 things about religion in the First Amendment. Freedom of religion, freedom to practice your religion, and the non-establishment of religion. I'm a Catholic. I believe wholeheartedly in my faith, and we are teaching our children our faith and hope that they follow that faith as well. You as a father should have the absolute right to do the same thing I'm doing, however you see fit.
I'm letting them make their own decision.
Well, my point is that that's your choice.
Right.
And under our country, that's your choice. And I want everybody to make their choice. I believe that God is an important part of what this country is all about. But I also know that the great thing about America is everybody gets to believe what they want to believe. As long as they're not trying to impose it upon me, they can believe what they want to believe, and as long as they're not committing violent acts to try to forward their point of view, go ahead and believe what you want to believe, teach within your family what you want to teach. And to me, that's the essence of what America is, and that's why those folks came here all those centuries ago, was to escape a system that was imposing a religion upon them that they didn't believe in and didn't feel in their hearts. So we need to be tolerant of each other. Doesn't mean we have to put up with violence, doesn't mean we have to put up with intolerance from others onto us. And it doesn't mean we have to put up with somebody telling you that what you believe is invalid. What you believe is what you believe in your heart. And I want everyone to follow their faith, or lack thereof in your case, as they see fit.
I think my biggest concern is legislation that's based out of a certain religion.
I just don't see it.
If it discriminates against.
I just don't see it. So I don't see it, and I don't think that's what my party stands for. And I don't think that that's what our party has tried to do to this country. We all have our own points of view, and you as voters have a right to know what my point of view is on these issues.
Mm-hmm. And I appreciate that.
And be able to make your judgments. But beyond that, you make your own calls. And I'm not offended by that in the least. We believe different things.
Do you support RFRA in Indiana? Did you support Mike Pence's?
We don't have that in New Jersey, so I'm not going to go state by state.
No, that's fine.
State laws, but we don't have it in New Jersey.
Thank you.
Next question.